Cash management model in financial management by our Anand Cheta. Welcome, Anand.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. So I'm here to talk about cash management models. Sir has been constantly telling me to keep a smile on my face, so I'm going to attempt to keep this light. So cash management models. In order to understand what the cash management model is, we need to understand the basic of what cash management is. As Hari sir obviously has said in multiple occasions, cash management is nothing but management of cash. So basically what you need to understand that it is all revolving around cash. These are all basically the functions of a finance manager to manage cash. He has three main concerns regarding cash management. The first is the inflow and outflow of cash within the entity. The second is to cash flows within the entity. Say, for example, payments of salaries and wages, and then appropriating cash for different units or functional departments. Each department will have different requirements. And then the last one is the maintenance of cash balances. Essentially, cash balance is maintained at a particular level, and if there has to be a decision between how much to keep in hand and how much to invest elsewhere. Now, these are the main aspects concerning a financial manager relating to cash management. Now we'll talk about the objectives of why these are the concerns. So basically, as with every topic in financial management, there is a cost associated with the procurement. And the finance manager has to maintain an optimum balance between the funds laying idle and blocked and having surplus cash. A balance should be maintained. The objectives can be classified into three mainly. Meeting cash requirements, reducing the blocked funds, and last, to maximize the returns by investing surpluses. So this is a basic idea of cash management. And there are many tools and techniques to manage cash. The single most important technique is called cash planning. Cash planning is nothing but forecasting the inflows and outflows based on budgets and estimates. There are two main techniques for cash planning. One is the cash flow statement, and the other is cash budgeting. I'm not going into detail on cash flow statements and cash budgeting. I'm moving on to cash management models. Now, cash budgeting and cash planning mainly based on the estimates and forecasts of cash flows. In order to study the management of cash scientifically, many mathematical models have been have been developed. Many mathematical models have been developed. Most of these models can be classified into two types. One is the inventory based model and the other is stochastic model. Inventory based model is very similar to the economic order quantity we are familiar with in the materials concept. It is based on calculation of the optimal cash balance. Both models of cash management are based on finding the optimal cash balance. However, the difference lies in the fact that the inventory model or the EOQ model is based on a few assumptions, which may not always be realistic. Whereas the stochastic means there is a randomness which cannot be precisely pointed out, but it can be observed and studied statistically based on variability and other factors. So the cash management model based on the inventory type based model is the main one which we are concerned with is William J. Baumers economic order quantity model. In this model, there is optimal cash balance is formulated using a formula very similar to the EOQ. The formula will be written down as optimal cash balance C is equal to root of 2 U P by S, whole root of 2U P by S, where the U is nothing but, I'll explain it in a completed manner. The root of twice the annual cash requirement multiplied by the fixed cost per transaction divided by the opportunity cost of investment. Now, each of these terms require a particular explanation, a little explanation. The annual cash requirement is nothing but how much cash you are estimated to require in a year or a period. Depending on the nature of the planning model, we can change the time period. It may be a year, it may be monthly, we can change it. Then the next factor is the fixed cost per transaction. Now, fixed cost per transaction refers to the cost involved in transacting between cash and an investment. Basically, what happens is in cash management models, we need to make a decision on how much cash to hold in hand and how much to be invested in other investment, how much should be transferred to other investment areas so that we can maximize return and minimize idle fund costs. Now, when we are transferring cash from cash to an investment or bringing cash back from an investment, there are associated costs of transaction, such as say brokerage, commission, and all those stuff related to the transaction. So that is what is used in the numerator of cash flow model, I mean, economic order quantity model. So twice the annual cash requirement multiplied by the fixed cost per transaction divided by the carrying cost per rupee per annum. Now, carrying cost in this case of cash management model is referring to nothing but the opportunity cost, as in when we are holding cash in our hand, we are foregoing the interest we could have earned if we had invested it elsewhere. Now, this has to be represented per rupee per annum for this particular formulation. Now, having said this, I would like to discuss on the basic assumptions related to EOQ model. This model is based on 4 main assumptions. One is that the cash requirements of the firm is already known in advance. That is to say that it is estimatable accurately. If we do not know the exact amount we need, we cannot use this formula. The second assumption is that the cash flows are uniform. It means that over a certain period of time, we are expected to have uniform cash inflow and uniform cash outflows. We are not expecting any random changes. We have, okay. That is what is the second assumption. The third assumption and the fourth assumption are related to the costs used in the formula. That is the transaction costs and the carrying cost. It is assumed that the transaction cost is known and fixed. It is assumed that the carrying cost is known and fixed. Now, these 4 assumptions are highly unrealistic. We do not have these are not always applicable in this highly dynamic economic environment. Hence, there is a need for a more practical approach, which is where the stochastic model comes in. Now, under stochastic model, we have to learn about the Miller-Orr model. The Miller-Orr model is based on the control theory. Because there is a random change in cash, there is a random fluctuations, we cannot determine accurately how much cash can be maintained or not. It is based on control theory, which in turn is based on limits by setting limits of cash balance. We set 3 particular limits in this model. That is, the upper limit is there. There is the lower limit. The lower limit in this case is 0. And then there is a point in between called the return point. Each of these points are represented by H, Z, and 0 as 0 respectively. Now, this model is based on the transfer. It is based on estimating the amount and the time to transfer a particular amount, I mean, to make transfers from cash to investments and investments to cash. It can be understood better with a graph, and I cannot show a graph right now, but I am assuming you can all imagine the graph. When the cash keeps fluctuating between 2 certain levels, we do not make any. That is, for example, there is a higher limit and there is a return point, and then there is the 0 point below that. When cash is fluctuating between the higher point and the return point, we do not make any changes in the cash balances. If it reaches and touches the higher level, we reduce an amount, that is this H minus this low return point, that will be equal to this amount. That much amount will be transferring to an investment account, and our cash balance will come and remain at the return point. From this return point, again, the cash keeps fluctuating. It can go higher, it can go lower. We do not make any changes. The next change we make is when this cash level reaches the zero level. When we have utilized all of our cash balance, it transfers from the investment to the cash. So that is all about the cash management models.
Good, good, good.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you, sir.
So basically, two models are there. One is uneven cash flow. Another one is for even cash flow. Even cash flow, J. Baumol's model. It's a formula-based model. It's similar to economic ordering quantity model. Whereas uneven cash flow means cash flow will fluctuate. J. Then we have to go for Miller or cash management model. So the Baumol's model is very famous for practical questions, 5-mark questions, formula-based question. Whereas Miller or model is very famous with respect to theoretical question for an examination. Okay, very good, Anand. Keep it up.